Hey, Hickok 45 here. Yeah, you're looking at a close-up view of my carry knife, and yeah, I guess I am doing a kind of a knife review. If I do reviews, sometimes I don't think that's the appropriate word, but I've gotten a lot of questions about the knife I carry. I think I've pulled it out a time or two in videos, and I do get a lot of requests to talk more about my knives, and people have sensed and know that I like knives because I have a few out with some of the various guns that I've reviewed and fired. So this is the knife I carry, the Delica, the Spyderco Delica 4. All right, this is what I have been carrying for, I don't know, 3 years maybe, something like that. You can tell it's rather worn, and the standard Spyderco, the famous hole in the blade that I discovered some 20 years ago, 21 maybe. And so anyway, I'm just going to kind of share with you what people have requested, want to know about the knife and what I carry and that sort of thing, because I did pull it out a time or two. And that's the nice thing about the Spyderco. Some people clip them on and they're designed to be carried that way, and others have them in their pocket like I do. Two things I like about the Spyderco, well, lots of things I like about it, but I like the size of this one, and I also like the easy opening feature of it, and I always have. I have been spoiled by Spyderco. I readily admit it. I'm kind of a Glock guy. I'm also a Spyderco person. I'm a Spyderco snob, if there is such a thing. There's so many nice knives out there, and I see them at the gun shows and knife shops. One of my favorite places to go is the Smoky Mountain Knife Shop in Gatlinburg. If you've ever been there, or Pigeon Forge, Smoky Mountains, you know what I'm talking about. Every knife under the sun there that you can handle and fondle if you want to. Beautiful knives, bone handle, stag handle. I have some beautiful knives with stag handles and bone handles and all that, and handmade knives, and you can put $100, $200, $300 in a knife, and it's like the ultimate, the best knife on the planet if you want to, for less than what you put into a quality gun. But I always come back, kind of like the Glock, I come back to the plain Jane Spyderco polymer handle. Makes it a little bit lighter, and it's just easy to use. It's so simple. When I pick up these other knives, I want to like them. Some of the Benchmades or some of the other really quality knives, I pick them up, and the first thing I miss is the hole. They got some little nub on there or something, and I can't get the blade open. It's just awkward to me after having Spydercos for 20 years. So hey, let me get that out of the way. I am a Spyderco snob, I guess, only because of the hole. If some ninja knife company came out with a really nice hole just like the Spyderco, I'd probably be carrying that if I had to. Anyway, I'm not a knife expert. I just know what I like. It's like firearms. So what I wanted to talk about is the knife I use, and maybe how I use it and why I even have it. I can't live without a pocket knife. I use it probably 20, 30 times a day. Just pull it out. My fingernails are not always the sharpest. If I come up on something like these little jewels, I've got, okay, I gotta get that thing out. All right, well, it's not a big deal. I just reach in my pocket, and of course, there it is. That's taken care of. While other people are struggling around, where are the scissors, and how do I get that off, that sort of thing. And of course, a lot of people who are more politically correct and sensitive about things are afraid that you might cut yourself. Well, here's another thing, typical. We just brought out a couple things, just trying to think of things I use during the day, typical use of the knife. Sealing hooks. They don't know these are actually target hangers, but these are what we use to hang some of these plates down here, and we were picking these up, of course, periodically. Well, just, rip it up. There it is. They're open. I'm not struggling with it. Let's see. How do you open this box? Oh, yeah. You push on this, and that's supposed to rip open the back. And if you struggle with it long enough, it probably will, right? And sometimes it actually does, but I never really get to that point. They say it'll open easily. Yeah, maybe so. Well, it will open easily because I've got a Spyderco in my pocket. It's not a problem. Never is. A movie. Here's one I picked up recently, Winchester 73, Jimmy Stewart. Well, if you've opened these things, sometimes, okay, where's the scissors? Let me see. Where's the file, fingernail clippers or something? Well, no. Reach in your pocket, and there you have. It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge at all. Knives. It's amazing. They get the job done. And there, it's open. Good old Jimmy Stewart, Winchester 73. Yeah, hey, so I'm a gun nut. Yeah. So now that's open. You get a box in the mail. Well, let's see. The tape is kind of tricky, and yeah, it's really tricky. Let's just take the knife to it and slice it open. And if it's a box I'm not saving, I might just do it the quick way. So anyway, that's the kind of thing, and it comes up, as you know, if you're especially a guy, even a woman, but if you're a guy, you're into stuff and you're doing things. If you're doing anything, if you ever leave the house or the apartment or whatever, there's a million things where you have to struggle to get them open. If you have a nice sharp knife and it's handy, it's not a problem, And now some people clip them. I generally don't. I just pull it out. I haven't really noticed any lack of speed and any functionality that I've really suffered from. I know I should carry it in a tactical way, right there, so that it's in the way to get to my keys or anything else I have in that pocket. But I just stuff it in a pocket, and it's plenty accessible. Oh, let's see, I need to sharpen that bolt. Well, let's see, here's my Spyderco. It's just there. You don't have to think about it. And again, I've gotten spoiled by the hole. It's not the company, Spyderco. I'm not an expert on the various kinds of steel or anything. I just know what I like. Some steels are harder than others. To be truthful, I don't necessarily want the hardest steel. I want something I can sharpen. I'd rather have to sharpen it more often than have some steel that I could stab my car 12 times, and cut the top off my car and still have an edge. That doesn't appeal to me, because then when it does come time to sharpen it, have to send it to Japan or somewhere to do it right. Anyway, so this is my carry knife. I kind of got onto a rant there, I know, but I don't know if I'm going to do any more knife reviews. I do have probably 7 or 8 of these things. I have some with a lot of history. I have one I bought 20 years ago, back when I preferred the stainless steel models. And I won it kind of at a shooting match. Imagine that, in North Carolina in 1990. And I carried it for, I'll have to think about that a while, like 15 years. It was a serrated one, and finally worked down to where there's no serration left. I sharpened it so many times over the years. But anyway, I have a long history with Spyderco. I've not talked about it yet, and thought I'd come out of the closet and at least show you my carry knife and how much I actually love Spyderco. And again, if someone else had that same blade, the same opening system, and as I understand, their patent has run out on that, and so we may be seeing more of those. I hope so, because again, it's not the company, it's that style of blade and method of opening that's so handy. Because when you need a knife, don't you normally have something in your hand that you're getting ready to? Oh yeah, okay. So it's really handy to be able to get to it with one hand, isn't it? So Spyderco Delica 4, it's a real handy size for me. And I just like it. And for those of you who've been wondering about my knife habits and my knife preferences, at least that gives you a little indication there. So hope you like that and learned a little bit, and I'll talk to y'all later. Life's good.